So you might have been thinking about this for some time. Why is it that, some people, maybe some of them are your friends, when they open their mouth, this beautiful sound comes out. Whereas when you open it, people cannot help but want to close their ears. Let's talk today about why you can't sing it, and I'll also share some ideas on how we can get started solving this. Now, real quick, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ivan. I'm a voice teacher who works with students from all around the world, and on this show, on this channel, my goal is really to help make learning how to sing as simple and as easy as possible. So if that is up your lane, consider subscribing wherever you're joining me from. And also, if you like some of the content here and you want to take it a step further, I've got ways to work with me privately down in the description below. So make sure to check them out as well. Last but not least, if you want to inspire our next episode, put into the comments down below what you want me to talk about next. So where do we start? First of all, we need to tackle the elephant in the room. Singing is not some magical ability. It's not something that only certain people have, whereas for others, we can only dream of having. Rather, I think you can see singing as a collection of sub-skills, which when combined becomes the skill of singing. Now, of course, talent is an absolutely real thing. I'm not going to deny that, but I think all that it means is that some people will learn faster, whereas others will take a bit more time. That's it. Now that's out of the way, let's come back to reality. You can't sing. What is going on? Singing is just a bunch of sub-skills. Now, think of it like basketball. In basketball, basketball isn't just playing basketball, right? There's shooting, there's dribbling, there's rebounding, there's passing, there's all these different sub-skills. Singing is exactly the same way. And so there's a lot of different ways we can break singing down into sub-skills. But today, I want to help you think of it in this way. Singing that sounds good is really just two things: technique and style. Great singers have both, whereas not so good singers will lack in these areas. Now, let's help you understand the difference by defining them a bit more. The first thing here with technique is simply how easy and accurate can you make certain sounds. For example, can you sing up and down through your range easily? Are you able to add power or maybe sing quieter easily? Are you able to sing on pitch accurately? And can you do it across different vowel shapes, different words, right? All of these are a great sign of good technique, which once again means how easy and accurately can you make certain sounds. Because once you can make these sounds easily and you can make them accurately, the second skill is then about making the right choices in the context of a song. This is style, which means sure, you can sing this note softly, you can also sing it loudly, but which one is right for the context of the song? Do you know what choice to make? Do you know what sounds good? And so if you can't sing, the answer is really, really simple. You have some holes to fill technically and stylistically. Now, this might sound dead obvious, but I think it's really important to make this distinction for us as singers, because when it comes to solving any problem, when it comes to improving anything, the first step needs to be awareness. So often we'll think of singing as, I just got to get better at singing. I just got to sing and sound good. But we don't take the time to break it down to these smaller chunks, which will allow us to work on it better. And so this actually leads into our first step of solving the problem, which is, which one are you even struggling with? This is going to be an important step not to skip, because I find that even for students that I work with all around the world, not everyone is going to start from the same place. I've met countless singers who, had great technique. They could go up and down the range. There was no real effort. They weren't really straining. But then in the context of a song, they would sound kind of funny and they won't sound that great. And there's also be the other side of the story where you sound great, you're making these really awesome sounds, but when you go to that higher note, all of a sudden it becomes more tricky. And that reveals that the technique isn't quite there. And there's plenty of us where we'll lack in both, where we're straining and it also doesn't sound good. Really take the time to ask yourself this question. This is going to save you so much time because you're not spending it working on random things, random exercises that aren't going to get you anywhere. Now, if you're not sure, right, you've asked yourself this question and you're not sure, in general, I would always suggest working on technique, because it's hard to make something sound good when the voice feels strained, it feels tight, and doesn't feel easy to use. And so if that is the case with you, there are some really key fundamentals here, some really key first things that you need to tackle. Things like understanding how to stretch your vocal folds, right? What does that actually feel like? Because this is going to help you navigate some of those higher ranges easier. Also, what does it feel like to connect and press those vocal folds a bit more? Because that's going to allow you to sing with more power. Now, I'm not going to go into it in too much detail because I've already covered this. So if this is something that sounds unfamiliar, I've tackled them in more detail in episode 129, 131, and 132. And so you can search through these episodes to find them. Now, likewise, if you feel like you can sing on pitch, you feel like you've got a good grasp on your technique, you know how to kind of go up and down your range, but your singing sounds a bit dull, it sounds a bit flat, then this means you probably need to work on your style more. Now, one concept that has been really helpful is this idea of vocal colors, which is singers make all these different types of sounds, all these different types of colors with our voice, breathy, strong, you know, adding vibrato, adding runs, all these different vocal colors, they can really make your singing much more interesting when you have your technique down pat. So if this is you, then check out episode 112 where I tackle this. Anyway, I hope this episode was useful and a great place to kind of point you in the right directions when it comes to learning how to sing. If it was useful, please support this channel by doing all the usual social media stuff, you know, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on the podcast, leaving a 5-star review would mean the world to me and would just help this community grow even more. And last but not least, if you want to improve your voice and you want to do it with less frustration, you want to get there faster, remember, you don't have to do this on your own. Down in the description below, I've got ways to work with me privately and also some self-study programs for you. Apart from that, my name is Ivan. I'm your voice teacher, and I look forward to seeing you every single Thursday or Friday when these episodes are released. Take care.